Hey everybody, it's Yishan here. Thank you for coming to the video. You already know what you clicked on here. We got a Gren Maju deck profile for the October 2022 ban list. It's new format. Now the ban list didn't really add anything to Gren Maju, but it did take away some of our arch enemies. First of one being Fairytale Snow, which is ironic because Fairytale Snow is a banished card, but for those of you that maybe don't know what Fairytale Snow does, if you're one of the few people, this card basically could keep special summoning itself back and keep flipping down your monsters, and it was really hard to interact with. You couldn't super poly it, it would always block 2 attacks, and in a deck that's really focused on attacking, that is not a good thing because you can never OTK them and it's really hard to interact with. So that was sort of a problem. Also, they banned Ronin Totem, which helps the Spright matchup a lot. I think the Spright decks will be getting better over time, but Ronin Totem was a really big problem. Mixed Toad, way less of a problem now. And you can actually OTK Sprites relatively easily. Tier elements can still be a little difficult, depending on what they open, but yeah, that's the case. Not too much else really on the ban list except for that Mystic Mine is still around, but let's go through the deck. Let's go through the deck list. Okay, so we got 3 Alpha, just the best level 8. We've got 3 Bigfoot and 3 Thunderbird. These sort of are, they're like the best, but they're like okay. Like hitting them sometimes just sucks terribly, but there's nothing better to play still in 2022. I've tried a lot of level 8 engines, but none of them are better than these. 3 Shifter. Again, yeah, like the dangers don't work too well as Shifter, but it, you have to sort of live with it. But Shifter is just so good in this format right now. It's a necessary against tier, basically. Pangertop's really good. 2 Eater, I'm going 2 Eater, 2 Gren here, just because, yeah, so just because, they're just not as strong as they used to be. Cutting down on the number of like really bricky hands where you have Gren and no other banishes and stuff works well. 3 Gizmek, very good. Doesn't work that well with D-Shifter because you want to like discard it with trade-in sometimes, but it's still just one of the best cards in the deck. I'm going on the 3 Glyph, 2 Hextrude, 2 Castle line here. Why am I doing that? Well, because actually Glyph is just a better card when you don't have anything. Like if you don't have any if you don't have any castles left in your deck, or Castle has nothing to summon, this card's basically useless. But Glyph is at least a monster you can normal summon, pop a back row, make some plays with. So I actually like having 3 Glyph more than the 2 Castle, and then the 2 Hextrude just because sometimes you need both. Okay, spells. Change of Heart. This came off on the last ban list. I used to be playing Lava Golem, but I just kept finding that I had trouble getting enough gas to push through to lethal. And Mind Control, or Change of Heart and Mind Control, which I'm playing both of. If you're playing Mind Control, you definitely should be playing Change of Heart. Is just helps you get that gas, and like it actually puts a monster on your field, which is pretty useful with some of the cards in the extra deck. We'll go over that. 1 Heart Beast for the mine out. 2 Desires because it's at 2. 3 Super Poly. The reason why I'm playing the Castle version I think works really well with Super Poly, whereas maybe the Luna version and Kaijus don't work as well, is because you want this to be your main board breaker, right? You use Super Poly for the back row, or for the monsters, Hextrude for the back row, and you're hopefully sitting good, right? That's the hope. And then 2 trade-in and 3 Triple Tactics talent. This is just the way to go. I really like Triple Tactics. People playing a lot of hand traps, and you're going second too, so this is almost always live unless you're playing against one of those bad matchups. And then 2 trade-in just because it rounds up the deck. I honestly didn't know what else to put in. You could put in a 3rd Maju, 3rd Eater if you really wanted to, but I think trade-in can be better a lot of the times. Let's see, so that is the main deck, 40 cards. Okay, so a side deck. I've been having a lot of trouble with the Runic decks, and I think Spell Canceller is the answer, right? So Spell Canceller, just good against Mystic Mine, good against Runics, good against random stuff. So it's hopefully, this is sort of the idea, it's good against a lot of random decks. It's actually good against a lot of the Spright decks too. The Spright decks that are ending on Nightmare Corruptor Ibli or whatever it is, so that you can only link summon. This is a great normal summon because they usually are setting smashers plus other spell removal. This is just fantastic. It gets rid of that and turns off their smashers. Pretty strong. 3 cosmics for the for the same aforementioned runic cards, and then these are my floodgates for the thing. I'm pretty much always setting in floodgates if I know what they're playing. Even if I think I'm going second, these are still really good. Extract super tight. I think you have to play all these 0 poly targets. This Starting Venom just comes up too much. So you have to play that. I think you have to play Ding, you have to play Zeus, and then I also play these two, the 7 Sins and the Pain Gainer, to work with the Dingirsu. That just seems to make a lot of sense to me, because these just come up so often. So often you want to attack for 4,000 or pop a monster your opponent controls. It just lets you like send the back row and clear the monster, so you don't have to waste your Zeus activation. Numemon Dragon, Hope Harbinger, and Draglubion for the OTK, sort of standard there. The Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord I find is the best disruption right now. It's better than Sandalphon's pretty good, but this one's just better against tier. So you kind of have to play it. And then the 1 Zombie Vampire. We have 3 triple tactics, 1 mind control, 1 change of heart in our deck. We'll be taking our opponent's monsters a lot, and this card lets us make a super powerful threat with our opponent's monsters. This catches a lot of people off guard. They don't even know that this has an effect. That you can use your opponent's monsters with the level as Xyz material. So this one can catch a lot of people off guard, and it's really, really good at OTKing. Super strong. It's also a dark rank 8 to work with your Pain Gainer and your 7 Sins. And then, of course, you need links. So dark is another way to get your opponent's monsters onto your field, and also just one of the best link 2s. You need to have some links, and then Phoenix. What am I missing in the extra deck? I really wish I could play Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh, because Eater of Millions can't be tributed, so you would need Linkuriboh to summon Eater and to tribute for Spell Canceller, but I'm being greedy. I'm just going to hope that doesn't come up, and just play Spell Canceller anyway. So that's sort of the greed right there that I'm going for. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. So let's run this in some games and see how it goes.
Hey everybody, it's Yishan here. I am back with the gameplay portion of the new format Gren Maju deck. I had 3 exciting duels for you. I'm going to have to go through them pretty fast, or else this video is going to take forever. But our first one is up against Eldlich. Okay, this is a pretty not so good matchup. And you can see here, he's open Branded Fusion, Cursed Owlland, Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine. So that is not good. That is not good. This is like the 3 best cards on deck. Plus, he's got a Super Polymerization. I don't think we're going to win this one. He's got the Branded Fusion. Going to go for his plays. Going to go for the Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade's actually really good against Gren Maju. This card is a total house to play against. Pretty much our best card against it is like Mind Control or Change of Heart. But as you can see, we are lacking those in the opening hand. So he's got his set 3 pass, and he's got Scarlet with Conquistador, Super Poly follow-up, and Mirror Jade. This is going to be a tough one to win if we win it at all. We start with our Golden Castle play here. We grab our Stromberg, and yeah, you can see me here. I'm going to try my best here, but there's just really no good way. He pops the Stromberg, which I mean is fine for me, but it's just like, okay, he's going to pop my Stromberg. How am I continue? I'm going to probably have to trade in this Gizmek away, see what happens. So let's see what happens here. We go Alpha and Bigfoot. So we have a lot of gas in our hand, but Mirror Jade is just so frustrating because you have to OTK it basically, or else you can't win. So we start with Bigfoot, just hoping maybe like they'll hit it, and then we can just pop the Mirror Jade. We do get that, so that's pretty good actually. We go after the Mirror Jade, but the problem is it has the right Geki effect at the end of turn. So what we do is we decide, okay, let's just go for Alpha, and then Alpha is going to try to like maybe bounce one of these cards or attack over some stuff. We just need to try to survive for the next turn. So we go battle phase, we're going to say, okay, Eater, let's go banish some stuff. I thought about banishing the Golden Lord, but he's already got one engraved, so that's not really going to happen. Not helping too much here. We go banish this. We attack the... We bounce the Golden Lord back to hand because we know everything's getting blown up in the end phase anyway. So that's going to happen. We die to Mirror Jade. And then the truth is, the rest of the game, this one's just over. I mean, look at my hand. Look at all the resources he has. Let's be honest, it's over. So we're just going to watch the rest of this through as we just kind of get clapped by Eldlich here. Because, yeah, a Branded Fusion, Elixir, Cursed Ellen. He's got Counter Trap. We go end phase for Gizmek, but he gets DD Crowed. I think, yeah, that's enough. We draw Triple Texas Talent for the game, or for the turn. No good. Okay, so game 2. What are we going to do here? We're going second again. Pretty good. Hey, we draw D-Shifter. D-Shifter's not bad against this because not only does it stop, it stops some of the Eldlich traps, Mirror Jade can't activate its effect. So that's pretty strong. He goes for Lubellion, which I guess is slightly better. It has some defense points. But we have our Cosmic Cyclone ready for any sort of floodgates. I'm more concerned about floodgates when it comes to this. I'm sort of saving my Cosmic, but I will hit like a Conquistador if he's chaining Scarlet, I guess, right? So, okay, we go here. We go with our Golden Castle, and now that we're having Hextrude pop under D-Shifter, we're making a lot of progress here. I see, okay, he's only got one back row left. Now I can definitely Cosmic it. And then I see here, we definitely just have like lethal, like 100%, right? So we just go Gizmek. We can go like Ding, send this, normal Gran. So many options here. Actually, we can't normal Gran, sorry. So we just pop it with Bigfoot. If the Bigfoot hit, we had different options. We have different plays, but the Bigfoot pops it, and then we were about to go into Draglubion, and that would be game. So game 3, we open double or super poly. Could be good, could be bad. We'll have to see how this shapes out. His hand looks all right. We'll have to see how the Prosperities dig. So let's see what happens. Here goes Prosperity. Does he hit his Brand Infusion? Of course, why not, right? So Brand Infusion comes down to the table, and he activates it. All right, fair enough. Goes Brand Infusion, does his thing, makes Mirror Jade, summons the Eldlich, set 2 pass. What do we top deck? We top deck Duster. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, okay, we top deck the Duster. I like to see it. I like to see it. We go boom, Duster him, and now it's just a matter of DKing. So what I see here is, okay, we Desires Tier. If this Thunderbird hits, we win the duel, and I'm going to show you what happens here, right? We go Thunderbird. If it misses, I'm going to be pissed, but it does hit, so we basically win the duel. We have 2 Super Polys. We don't care that he hits a Super Poly. We draw a card here, and then what you need to do is you make sure on summon, because you have priority on summon, we don't want him to let him use Mirror Jade, because Mirror Jade doesn't target. So we're going to go Super Poly. Super Poly, pitch our Gizmek. We probably should have pitched other Desires to play around TD Crow. This was a slight mistake. I should have pitched Desires, but it doesn't matter too much. We're going to fuse these 2 away so the Mirror Jade can't use its banish effect. We're going for game this turn, and we're going to go for the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Fusion Dragon is going to gain the attack of the Golden Lord, so we can just run right over. We're going to normal summon our Gren and then get our Gizmek out here and attack for game. So probably should not have discarded the Gizmek to play around DD Crow, but that's game there. We get him with the Harpy's Feather Duster, and we pop that skill drain, which would have been really detrimental to us, and we take the victory there. Let's move on to the second game here against, I think, Spright. It's going to be really interesting. We're going to see a lot of cool stuff in this one, so let's go take a look. All right, guys, so here we are. We are here with game 2 against the Spright strategy. Now, this is a really interesting one. This doesn't have, so basically, against non-runic Sprites, I'm feeling really good with this deck. This deck's a really good choice. Runic Spright, much tougher, but non-runic Spright, this has got a good matchup, I think, and I'll show you sort of why here. So here we go. He's going to go Live Twin, Sunny Stitch, do his whole combo. We're going to just sort of sweep through this. The important thing is he's got Smashers, and he's got some other stuff. That's all you really need to know here. Whenever I see them summon red, I'm like, please, can I draw Super Poly? But he's going for an Eldlich here. That's a scary one. I don't know. Maybe I should start running cards that I can just link this off with. If this becomes too popular, I should maybe devote an extra X spot to, like, I don't know what. So there's something that I think they can link this off, though. So he goes here, targets blue, links. Okay, boom. So this is his board, is IP, Elf, plus red, but he also has an Eldlich. Now, this is a bit of a trouble, but I have Mind Control and Change of Heart here. Pretty sick stuff here. These cards are really good in the Spright matchup. And in this case, so much better than Lava Golems would have been. And here I think, okay, I need to get rid of this Nightmare Corruptor Eldlich here. So what am I going to do here? All right, let's see what happens here. Next play. I tried to summon Eater for a second, but I realized, hold on a second, I can't do that. I can't do that. You can only link someone when you have Eldlich on the field. So what am I going to do? Okay, Mind Control. Target the Elf. Elf probably should have IP'd away this Elf, honestly. As long as I can't link summon, he's gonna win. Yeah, that's sort of the case. I mean, I might have to normal Gren and link summon, but I really don't want to do that. So, we're trying to go for the Elf here. We go for the Elf. He just chains it, which I'm happy to see. Totally happy to see that. He's going to summon Jet, and then I'm going to take the Elf. Just going to have starter. I don't care. Honestly, I could care less. As long as I can get this stupid Eldlich off the field. I go for Phoenix, pitch, target one of the sets. I was hoping to hit the Smashers, but I hit the enemy controller. Unlucky, I guess. Maybe I should have pitched the Hextrude, not sure, but this is more value. If I draw a trade-in later in the... I'm not going to draw a trade-in later in the turn, but, who knows, right? So I just decided, okay, I'm going to pitch this. He has DD Crow too, so I probably should have discarded the Hextrude to play around DD Crow. A mistake. Since I have no dangers in my hand, there's no need to keep high-hand advantage. Make a note to myself, Yishan, stop playing around DD Crow more, man. It's not that hard, especially in these situations where there's no reason not to play around DD Crow. But he's going to go and just take my Phoenix. Okay, not a big deal. I'm going to now Change of Heart, take his Spright Red. This card is so broken, by the way. These cards are really good now, and I'm going to sort of show you how this all works. Okay, boom. I summon Eater.
I summon Eater. I go boom boom into the dark charmer, and I'm okay. Well, if he wants to go into unicorn, happy with it. If he wants to go into anything else, I'm sort of happy with it. I think he should have went into unicorn. This was a big mistake. He should have went into unicorn, especially because this getting DD crowed, I would have been in trouble, right? So this was a mistake. If he went into unicorn here and got rid of my dark, I might have been in a bit of a pickle, I must say. Although the problem was I was actually okay with him going into unicorn because Spright Smashers only needs a rank 2. So I was like, okay, yeah, go into unicorn if you want. I'll just normal Gren attack for game. Even if you have DD Crow, that's not going to be enough to save you through 29 banished cards with the Gren Maju, right? So, okay. He goes into a, I think it was, Topologic Trisbana. This is not a big deal for me. I'm like, oh, I have his red here. I have dark. I'm going to go blue, summon dark. I make sure to summon it to a Trisbana zone, which it doesn't matter. Trisbana, as long as you summon to any Link Monster zone. He goes to Zeraboros, try to blow it up. I just say, okay, red negate. And I get to destroy, right? So, boom, red. I use that, tribute my dark, and then I go right into the zombie vampire. This is an unexpected. Like my one's like, what the hell did you just do? I said, yeah, I can use two of these to make a zombie vampire, which is pretty cool actually. 2 level 2s to make a zombie vampire. This card is really, really good at OTKing people. And then I go and then I just mill. Basically, it's over. I mill a Pangertops. So I see it. I just go Pangertops, pop his Smashers. He's trying to DD Crow for some reason, but this doesn't work. It doesn't target, and I just go normal Gren. That's GG. So that was game 1 here. Game 2, I'm like, I'm probably going first. So I usually like to put in TC Boo in this matchup, but I only open Super Poly. So, okay, Super Poly is, we're going to have to try to win through that. Okay, he goes, does his combo. It goes for Smashers. Then it goes for starter. And now I'm in a bit of a pickle because, okay, there's a problem. Slight problem here, which is if he goes into the Xyz monster, there will not be anything to Super Poly. Once he activates the Xyz monster, I can't Super Poly anymore because I can't summon anything that's higher than level 2, right? Or not level 2. So I have to Super Poly here. I'm in a bit of a pickle, so I kind of have to Super Poly here. So I wait for him to grab his thing. I go Super Poly, boom, and I summon this. And he's going to continue with his combo. I think he summons Eldlich here again. I don't know why. So he is Eldlich. He should have really fought over this Eldlich because, okay, he's made his Eldlich. This is good, right? But he can't get over my stuff here. He does some other dancing with IP, sets 3 and passes. I top deck Duster, which is kind of a sack, although not really. I don't know why. He should have just Smashers right away. Smashers got rid of my Guru right away. I might be stuck forever. You know, I might be in trouble forever. If this Spright Elf lives, and he can live, he's going to win the duel. But unfortunately for him, he just doesn't do that. And I get to link these off right away, and I get to draw a card. These 2 traps don't really matter too much. So I go straight into my dark. I say, okay, you're going to let me go main phase 1? If you are, I'm going to go straight into dark. And then dark, I'm going to draw a card. He's going to go Smashers, Chain Elf, but it doesn't really matter because he banishes his Jet, so he can't really search anyway. I do this now, but again, look at all this value I have. I triple tactics to draw 2. Like, I don't really care what he does. He can IP into whatever he wants. I don't care. He wants to go into Zeraboros? Fine. I just attack over with Eater. Banish it. You know, he probably should have went something else, but it doesn't matter because he had no cards in hand. So I try to attack for enough. I could have just went for Thunderbird here, by the way. If I just went and I missed twice, if I discarded 2 Thunderbirds, I would have been really, really sad. But I think it's better just to keep the Thunderbird in hand for next turn. No need to risk it, since it's like a little bit less than half that I won't OTK. So I figure I'm probably going to win anyway. He top decks Anti-Spell, GG. So that's the Spright matchup for you. The boards are pretty easy to bake as long as they're not playing Runics. This one, though, I'm a little bit worried about. I think my opponent could have played a little bit better with his Eldlich, but we'll have to see. So that was game 2. Let's move on to game 3. Here we are against Heroes. This is a different kind of sack. We've been seeing a lot of Harpy's Feather Duster. Hasn't been that good. I'm going to just sort of speed run through the first turn hero board. Okay, I see Hero lives. Basically, he doesn't matter what he does. Now I'm thinking, okay, if he does that, I have a really, really good shot at just OTKing him, right? He's got 4k life points. Like pretty much anything will OTK him at this point, right? I just gotta touch him. Just gotta touch him once and he's probably dead, right? But Hero, strong deck, right? He goes, does his thing, right? Oh my gosh, what's he doing? He's dancing around, Denier, Poly. He's gonna end on 2 Dark Laws and a Destroy Phoenix Enforcer and a Dark Angel, so I can't activate spells, which is not the biggest deal with this hand because I only have 1 spell anyway, so it's kind of not a big deal.
But he does his thing, goes polymerization, summons the Destiny Hero, destroy Phoenix Enforcer, blah, 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 does all his comboing, and gets the Dark Law, and then this is going to reset the Mass Chain. So he basically has double Dark Law, uses the Dark Angel, summons it to my field. I draw the Eater of Millions, which is actually a funny out to Dark Angel. Remember, Eater of Millions can banish cards that you control, so you can always banish this Dark Angel, but I only have one spell anyway, so it's really not the most useful. So I decide, okay, you know what? Let's banish the Dark Angel. I probably should have just Dustered right away, because now when I reveal the danger, he's gonna mass change, right? So basically, I mean, maybe it's actually I take that back. If I Duster right away, he's gonna get the double Dark Law anyway, right? So I figure, no need to do that, right? Let's just let him double Dark Law. Maybe he'll just get rid of this Duster from one of the Dark Law banishes. So there's actually no reason to Duster right away. So actually, I think I made the right decision here. Boom, I'm just, okay, he's going to double Dark Law here. I'm just hoping. Please hit Harpies and Hextrude. Okay, he hits Harpies. All right, I'll take it. And then the Dark Law, or sorry, he hits Harpies off the danger reveal. And then I'm like, please hit Hextrude. Please hit Hextrude. Please hit Hextrude. He has Honest News. Who cares? You know, we're going for the OTK here. And he hits. Alpha. Okay. Second Dark Law hits. Hextrude. Okay. Whew. We just needed one of those to live. Now we have basically our Glyph, and this is pretty much over now because he only has one pop, and we have 2 level 8s. So we go. He pops our card. Ow. No big deal. We go Gizmek, and then we overlay into Dingirsu. Send that one. There was actually a lot of plays that we could have won here with. We could have not popped the we could have, all right, we have to be careful because destroy Phoenix Enforcer, pop Wonder Driver, so we have to go Dingirsu send this one because this one's making us lose all our attack points, and then we go into the Pain Gainer, which pops everything in defense mode, which is really, really cool here. This is all 1800, this is 2200 defense, so this is going to pop both Dark Laws, okay, and then we make into our 7 sins, which has 4000 attack, a Stiff Breeze, boom. That's game 1. So really, really cool. That was our first duel. That was pretty exciting. I think we played that pretty well here. Game 2, I'm looking at my hand, I'm saying, oh, okay, this is not the greatest hand ever. You know, but we do have D-Barrier and Dare Complete 1. I was ready for going first, but he said, no, I'm going first anyway. Screw you, Yishan. I'm going to play my game. And he does play his game very well. He just goes through his whole setup again. It's the same combo, basically. It's 2 Dark Laws plus a DP. Pretty solid board. So we're going to let him do his thing here. And while he's comboing, I'm thinking, okay, well, what if I don't draw Super Poly? What am I going to do, right? Because Super Poly would be really good because I have the Eater, so I can just fuse away his stuff. But if I don't draw Super Poly, my thought is I'll go Eater, force out the DP, set 4, and then draw phase all TC Boo so he can't summon back his DP. That was my current sort of plan, right? Because DPE probably pops the Eater of Millions. I set 4, or maybe only 2, just depending on what I feel like. But what do? I sack my man, I top deck the Super Poly, and I have the Eater in my hand, so I instantly banish that. And then I summon my Eater of Millions, and then I Super Poly with the priority, and I get rid of DPE plus Dark Law, so that's pretty sick. And then I'm okay. Now I'm here. The only thing I'm worried about here now, basically, is, hey, does he have the Honest Neos in his hand? And so I decide, okay, I'm going to go Extra Hero Wonder Driver, or use the Eater, attack this guy. He's going to chain, you know, turn this into this, try to activate the effect. I go to negate, so probably shouldn't have wasted the mass change, but I thought he must have had the Honest Neos, but he doesn't. So Vision's going to come back. I don't really care. I mean, I have TC Boo plus D-Barrier. I probably should have discarded the triple tactics to the Super Poly instead of the trade-in, but whatever. We're going to work with it. We set 2. He goes Fusion Destiny. We hit him with the Dimensional Barrier, and that's all she wrote. So that was 3 games with the new format Gren Maju. I think I get to show off the Mind Control Change of Heart tech. Sprite's a lot easier of a matchup now. Unfortunately, we didn't get any good games against tier elements in, so I didn't get to show you guys that. But, you know, a lot of fun playing against, you know, different kinds of decks. I always enjoy Gren Maju. We get to see a lot of Gren Maju kills as well. Super fun. And exciting, and yeah, I love this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Check out my affiliate links in the description below, and yeah, keep watching the content. I'm gonna keep putting out. There's a new Tri-Brigade link I'm gonna have to talk about, so that one's coming out. There's link 5. Yeah, look forward to that, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.